Today I want to show you how to replace the interlock on one of the Marvin sliding doors. On this particular interlock, the screws were tied too tight and the two pieces hit each other and damaged this interlock. So it's a relatively simple fix. Let's get started. First, start by removing the screws on this panel guide. Now the screws from the factory are not this long. They're normally shorter. At this point, with all the screws removed, you should be able to take that panel guide out. If it does not come out that easy, then you will have to adjust your wheels to bring this door down. So if the door is too tall, if you look here, I'll adjust it up, and as you can see, the door goes up. So the door all the way up, if it still doesn't come out, just take your slotted screwdriver and move it all the way down. Just like that. With a helper, go ahead and take the door out and set it to the side. Okay, as you can see here, this interlock is damaged right here and right here. Two things cause that. One is these screws being over tight and this piece will go in, or two, sometimes during construction these panels will bow a little bit. But by replacing this and not over tightening these screws, that takes care of the problem. This is the back side of the active panel, and as you can see, it's damaged right here and here. So we got to replace both of these, but that's what caused the damage on the other one. Okay, your replacement parts are going to come in a box similar to this one with the tags on it. We ordered one. The one for the outside panel is different from the one that's on the active panel, so you got to make sure you order both of them. You should be able to go to your local dealer. At the end of the video, I will put the part numbers at the end of the video, so watch till the end and you can find out what part numbers are for this particular door. Okay, we're also going to make sure that they fit. And it looks like they'll fit just fine. So here's a little close-up of what they look like. This is for the stationary door and this is for the active door. Okay, we have the old one and the new one. Now sometimes these holes, hopefully you can see these two holes, sometimes they don't perfectly line up. That's okay. When you put the new one back on, you can pre-drill, but typically they do line up. Also on the bottom, there is a piece of this mohair weather stripping. You can replace it with a new one or pull this one off, and we'll put a drop of glue on it and we'll go ahead and stick it back on this one, on the new one. Okay, we'll try to find the original hole. If not, we could pre-drill and put in a new screw, but as you can see here, this actually lines up really good. We're going to go ahead and put a screw at the top just so it's not flopping all over the place. Okay, now it's time to change out the one on the active panel. And as you can see here, this new one doesn't come with this mohair weather stripping. So we'll have to go ahead and remove that and put it in the new one. Okay, now this weather stripping could be slid out. There is normally a little piece of sealant at the bottom here, but sometimes you can just take a screwdriver to help get this started, just like that. So we're looking at the bottom now. I'm going to go ahead and take this screwdriver and just help break that free, just like that. We'll slide this right out the top. Okay, this is the new interlock. We're going to go ahead and reuse this, and we'll get this started in here. Now we'll go ahead and put a little drop of glue or silicone in there, and then we'll push that on there. Or sometimes you can even take this all the way to the end and try to crimp it, because we don't want this piece to slide down with gravity over time. We'll go ahead and put this on now. As you know, Pledge is my #3 most used tool if you watch my previous videos. So we're going to go ahead and take some Pledge, spray a whole bunch on a paper towel. We're going to soak it in, and we're going to wipe this interlock, the back side and the front side, on both panels. And that's going to help with the breakaway force. Sometimes you have one of those doors where you really have to give it a little pull for it to open. This will help that. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Be sure not to get any on the wood because this door is not painted yet. If you get any contamination on that, the paint may not stick. Now we're going to do the same thing. Since we got this door out, we're going to wipe all the weather stripping down. We're going to start with the head jamb weather stripping here. Now we'll do the sides, and we're taking great care not to get any on the wood. Okay, we'll go ahead and be sure to do the track, all the weather stripping at the bottom and wherever this panel touches or glides against. Okay, with a partner, then we'll go ahead and take this panel and set it back over there. Set the bottom first. Because we adjusted the wheels all the way down in the beginning, we're going to go ahead and give them a couple clicks to bring it up just to make sure we're on track. Slides great. We'll go ahead and put this top guide on. So before we put this guide back up here, we're going to go ahead and take some pledge. Be sure not to get any on the wood, and we're going to wipe this out. Now, if you got a door that's really hard to slide, two things happen. One, the screws that they put in to hold this on, they over tighten them. Or two, see this little felt piece right here? Don't be afraid to take that off. If you take that off, that helps the door slide better. But for right now, this door slid fine with it. And the only reason why that's there is to help a little excess play. Sometimes people don't like it that it moves a little bit, and that helps reduce it. But if you got a door that's really hard to slide, pull that off, and you're going to be known as a miracle worker. So we'll go ahead and put this on. Okay, now that we got that top track in, we're going to adjust this up a few more clicks. So it rides a little high and see how it slides. Slides fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and adjust the door. Okay, hopefully you can see this. See where it's tight here? And as it goes down, it gets bigger and bigger. All right, so now, since we got a bigger gap at the bottom, we either need to bring this wheel up or this wheel down. We'll first start by bringing that up, and then we're going to close it to make sure this is lined up as perfect as possible. There's nothing perfect in construction, but this looks relatively good right here. Okay, let's try it out. Locks good. I'm going to show you another adjustment on this. To adjust the amount of play when you adjust the door, or sometimes if you really have to slam it to lock it, that's because you got this little safety button has to be pushed in order for these to come out. These are adjustable. By turning this way or this way, it brings the hook in or out. So we're going to go all the way out to where I can't move it anymore, and then we're going to back it off a turn, because when you have it all the way too tight, it binds the lock. And then we'll try that out a few times. It works great when the door's open, so let's go ahead and lock it. All right. Well, there you have it. That's how I change out an interlock on a Marvin sliding door. And if you found this video informative, please consider hitting the subscribe button below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.